up, YouTube? How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. As price is moving to the downside, finding a little bit of support at the blue box that I mentioned in the morning update. We're going to be online for an hour. I got some stuff to share, and of course we're going to keep an eye on the local price action. A little bit of an update of several counts as well, and a very interesting range to the downside that we have to keep an eye on as well. I got my bottle of water. We are prepared to start. So how are you doing? Name your short is screaming. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, as long as there's no proper bounce, proof of support, you know, you can just sit in the short and let it run, no? Very, very nice one. Very nice one. Incredible Sub-Zero, welcome. Sarthak Banaye, my long is screaming. Probably as well, yeah, as I can imagine. Make sure to have proper risk management, right? Trade safe, especially in a downtrend, as we have at the moment here locally, no? Towards the downside. Find or just Fed, welcome. Good to have you here, dude. Errol, welcome. Mark Dutch, always there hanging out. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? I short 48,800K, still going. Holy moly, that is like pretty much the peak. That is a beauty, Fed. Yeah, that can be a proper swing trade, eh? Because very likely this is only the first structure of at least a three-waver. So I have a new bearish scenario here in my folders as well that I will explain. But yeah, that can be quite. Maybe that might become your best trade ever. Who knows? Nice one, man. Orkson, welcome. Broncos, hey, buenos dias desde España, gracias. What's up, Broncos? Place, I believe thank you is place in Spanish. Hit the like button on your way in. Thanks, Mark. Proof of support, please explain. I will. Moho, good morning. Yeah, so look, proof of support is different for everyone. By the way, what we're going to do this stream, let me first explain this, is I'll shortly explain proof of support, but then of course we go through my folders that I have here, and very likely we're also going to zoom out a little bit to the 12-hour and daily time frame, and then we're going to keep an eye on the local price action and chat, right? Answer some questions, chatting all together. So also welcome Ben, by the way. Good to see you here. Bart, good afternoon from Poland. I've been skiing in Poland once with the family of a friend of mine, family Kling. They live in Os, and that was a great holiday. But basically what Name is saying, what's up, Dawa, is that proof of support is different for everyone. It pretty much depends on your trading strategy, trading plan. So I know what I look for with regards to my strategy, which is for me proof of support. But some people might use order flow or trend lines, candlestick patterns, market structure changes, you know, just general patterns, volume, the DOM, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different ways to look for proof of support, but it very much depends on your tools as a trader. So what do you enjoy using, and how can you see if price is going to potentially move around, like turn around and back towards the upside after it finds support, right? Good afternoon as well, Chorwadi. Welcome. Good to have you here, everyone. Good to have you here. So we have concurrent viewers 69. Nice. And yeah, let's get through it then, right? So at the moment, we are at pretty much the daily naked point of control. It hasn't yet been touched, so we are now inside the support area. Hasn't yet been touched, and I think we do have some bearish CVD divergences very, very locally as well. So, you know, I expect it to be touched. Price is moving down, CVD is moving up. Local bearish CVD on pretty much the 5-minute, 3-minute time frame as well. Yeah, let's see what happens if it does hit. So I'm going to put an alarm here. That is, for me, the main support area in this box is this daily naked point of control. So let's go over Elliott waves, shall we? And see what's up. Right, we're going to start here. This is now arguably your bullish scenario, as I got a new bearish scenario as well. So yeah, anyway, in this scenario we are looking for a diagonal to the downside. What you want to see in a diagonal preferably is volume moving to the downside, the average amount of volume, while price is continuing in the diagonal shape, right? These trend lines over here can still move around. It's just for the sake of an example, because the low of 3 is not yet in, at least not confirmed in, right? So this can still change, as well as the one here at the high. We don't know where that one is going to be, preferably not below these highs here. So this would be for me like nice, right? Now at the moment volume is moving down as price is moving down. However, the move is not yet finished, so we're going to keep an eye on volume, because if we get bigger moves to the downside, lose some support areas, and volume is increasing, probabilities increase for a 1-2-1-2 and a bigger 3 to the downside, and yeah, then we can easily go to the lower 30s. But at the moment, that is not yet the highest probability scenario, but I'll explain that scenario in a little bit. So this scenario here, the diagonal, is a diagonal where all of the waves are zigzag structures. Zigzag in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, and 5. And in 3 we have a double zigzag structure. And it can't be a normal zigzag in a 5-3-5 because of this range over here. So we have a 3, corrective X, and then we're looking for another 3 structure to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least you're then expecting to end wave Y soon and get a bit of a move to the upside. So we then have a double zigzag in wave 3, and then we're looking for a bounce towards the upside in wave 4. We are currently, as mentioned, right at the daily naked point of control, so that could be a very interesting area to start this wave 4 towards the upside in this particular scenario, if we see a little bit of support. So what we of course want to see is either some levels flipped. From an Elliott wave point of view, it always helps if you get a little bit of a range to reassess the probabilities, right? Over here you get a move down, you range, get a move down, we range, get a move down, maybe another range, and it will help us to identify the next most likely move. But of course we can observe the reaction in this target box here. We are at support, daily naked point of control not yet touched, right? Not yet touched. We're almost there. 38,800 was it? Yeah, so we didn't yet touch it, at least not on my chart here. So I'm still looking for that to be hit, to be honest, and then we can observe the reaction and see if we get a little bit of a bounce to the upside. And in wave 4 we then also want to see a zigzag. And in a morning video I explained why this for me has a low probability of being the start of a 4. Reason being, the 886 was touched here, right? So we had a low, got to move up and then move down on the lower time frames. The move down retraced to the 886, and that is a rare target for a wave 2. Now if we look for a zigzag in a wave 4, you want to see a 535 structure, and the 886 is a rare target for 2, lower probabilities of a 5-wave impulsive move in, for example, a wave A, increases the probabilities. Any move to the upside is a wave C or a Y, increasing the probabilities for price to move to the downside and take the low. So this played out very, very nicely this morning, with the probabilities over here being going lower, and that is what we've done. So checked, and now we just observe what happens, right? So I can remove this 886 from my chart, which also means if we now look for this wave 4, of course we like to see a little bit of a move, but not an 886 touch preferably, right? We want to avoid that 886 in a zigzag structure, at least for the wave A, which has to be a 5-wave structure to the upside for this wave 4 in this particular scenario. So important support where price is now. If we lose this box, then arguably the best support that price has below where it is now is the golden box here, which is between 36, well, pretty much 37k and 37.7k, and it's mainly about two levels, and that's these two: the weekly naked point of control and the monthly naked point of control, and they're both at the side of the target box, right? In the middle we do have a daily, and we have another daily here as well. So yeah, arguably you have a little bit of support in the middle, but honestly the biggest ones are these two to the downside here. And moving to the downside, hitting this box will be very important, because below this box, yeah, we have a small blue one here, daily naked point of control, but then there's a little bit of a gap again, right? So there's not too much below this golden box. So important. But at the moment, as explained, volume is moving to the downside as price is moving to the downside as well. That is what you want to see in a diagonal structure. We don't want to see price increasing in volume, because then we're going to think about potential wave 3s to the downside. While in the corner of my eye, I see Andy joining. What's up, Andy, man? How are you doing? Andy, Bitcoin Census. Make sure to check out his channel if you haven't yet. Very chill guy in the live streams as well, which is something I like to see. We don't have moon boy behavior there. It's all calculated and all technical analysis. So Andy, man, welcome. Man, brings a smile on my face seeing Andy popping in. That's great to see. Mark has been very, very active in the stream chat here. So cool, man. Great to see you around. Great to see you around. What's up, Andy? How are you doing? Are you doing good trading wise with this drop to the downside? I hope you are. So let's continue the analysis. We'll go into chatting in a second. Now the reason why I put this wave 5 and then potentially the A of 1 here, with then the leading diagonal being a wave A or 1, is because of the support in the box here, right? So the weekly and the monthly naked point of control are important. However, we do need this wave 3 to finish, and we need a wave 4. If price is going to do this, right, then this wave 5 has to move to the downside. If we're going to get WX and then a wave Y, and we get a bounce here, then we do expect another move down. Potentially here, 36.5, right? That's still some support. Or we find support on the weekly, naked point of control, get a 4, then a 5, hit the monthly, and then move up, right? But you definitely want to see a little bit of a range and a retracement to the upside before going down for the 5. After AO1, we are then looking for a move towards the upside. This is still very, very hypothetical because it very much depends on how deep price goes. Currently, I have taken these fibs that you see on the chart from the high here at 49k to the low of the box, to the monthly naked point of control at about 37k, because that is where I put my 5, just to get a better idea of where would the target be for a B or 2, because that's what we're doing, right? We're trying to look a little bit in the future. So if we find support at about 37k monthly naked point of control, potentially the end of 5, looking for a move up, then this is plus minus, right, on average, the target area you're going to be looking for, where the target for a wave B is 38.2, right, 0.382 to the 886, 41.5, 47.7, and for a wave 2 in green, 0.5786, 43, 46.5, right? At the moment, the invalidation is taking the high of 2, because we don't want this wave 4 to take the high of wave 2. And probabilities are very low that this is your 3, this is your 4, and this is at the moment your 5. Because if we would put this wave 3 where W is, then 4 has a flat structure, which is not allowed. But if we put wave 3 here, right, then this wave 4 is pretty much this, or it is this, but it has to be a zigzag structure. If this is a zigzag, it's incredibly short, especially compared to 2, and including this little bit here, yeah, it's not like, it's not an ABC, you know what I mean? So that is why we look at the diagonal in the shape that it has over here, right? Now, interesting is this bars pattern, where this bars pattern was found by Cediums yesterday during the live stream. And please don't be scared, right? This is just, we use the information to increase or decrease probabilities, but it is just good to know about, right? Currently not yet the highest probability, but this is a bars pattern taken from this piece of the chart here. The reason the bars pattern is interesting is because of this here, where the 0.236, the pink line at the bottom, acted as resistance. Now the 0.236 is a rare target for a wave B, X, and the wave 2, and not often do you see price rejecting at the 236 and continuing to the downside. So if it happens, you usually remember it, and that is what Cedium's did, because he remembered, like, yeah, well, wait a minute, I think we had the same at about 30k, and my man was absolutely correct. So here, take a fib from the high to the low, removing the bars pattern for a second, and you can see that this range here retraced to the 0.236, right? Very uncommon target for B, X, and 2. Not impossible, it's just uncommon, right? Now, back at 30k, we had either a double zigzag or we had an ABC, but eventually we went to 24 and we went back up, of course. So we still have to wait and see what the result is going to be of this one. But at the moment, what we can see is compared to the bars pattern, this is a copy from the chart that I just showed, right? This was 30k, moved down to 24. What we can see at the moment is that we are now below the bars pattern. That's not a problem. You can see how deep the previous pattern was, right? If we copy it on top of current price action. But if you continue this trend to the downside, then yeah, it's less likely to be a double zigzag. Here we had W, X, Y, double zigzag to the downside, or a 5-waver. Doesn't really matter anymore because it's so far in the past now. But you can definitely see we are moving to the downside like this. And that's the trend we want to break, because else we're going to think about potential wave 3s. Right. Wait, did I? Oh, I fully removed the bar. Oh, I'm not going to talk about the bars pattern anymore. So, no, wait. I want the bars pattern back. Okay, there we go. I accidentally clicked on removing. Cool. We're going to talk about the probabilities in a second and what you have to look out for, right? Let's first have a look at the different scenarios. So here, wave A or 1. Low probability now. This is your low of A or 1. Because we were then looking for a potential flat ABC. Wasn't great, right? Because your wave A is so incredibly short, B is so incredibly long. But now we're also below the wave B target here. 1.618, 39k, closing candles down here. Not good, right? Low probabilities for this scenario at the moment. And I will also remove it from my chart. But that means that pretty much I can clean up this bit. And for an A or 1, you then have to look for lower prices. Instead of this being the low, you're going to look for an A or 1 at lower prices. Now, of course, that on the one hand means we could look for the diagonal structure. However, the other scenario where we're looking for an 1 or an A here can be an impulse. And that is the bearish scenario. So 1, 2, arguably another 1, 2 here, and then you want to see a wave 3 to the downside. Currently, not yet the highest probability. Reason being, volume is still moving down as price is making lower lows. What we want to see in a wave 3 is volume increasing. That's not yet the case, right? And we have to say yet because we don't know what's going to happen. Because we have to wait for some proof of support, as explained at the beginning of the stream, to see price moving back towards the upside. As long as we don't, we're just going to do this. What we are waiting for again is another range. Or flip some levels. Right? Flip old support, that's now resistance, flip back into support. But we're not close to flipping anything at the moment, as price is just moving to the downside, no? So the bearish scenario is that we enter a bigger impulse to the downside. Now, if I do this, you can see the target for your wave 3, which is the 1.618. That is usually the minimum target for a wave 3. taken from the high to the low to the high of 2, which is sitting at 31.2k. At the moment, not yet the highest probability. But we don't really want to lose that yellow box, right? Because then the probabilities also for the diagonal are going down. So as my alarm went off, sorry, actually, you heard my alarm there. That means the point of control locally is now hit. Bearish CVD divergences here have played out, right? That we mentioned at the beginning. This low is now taken. So we are now at the daily naked point of control. And yeah, we're going to wait and see how price reacts at that particular level. No? So it is a scenario we do have on the chart, just in case. Now, if we look towards the downside, because we want to prepare for anything, no? And again, as long as we don't see local support, we go down. Yeah, simple as that. But we're going to keep an eye on what's happening locally. Now, I also put this range on the chart. This was the previous range that we were in before we eventually moved to the upside. And this is important support for price as well. You can see that the point of control of this range is also inside that golden box. So that's important support. Value area low, 34.7. Value area high, 38k. Price very much enjoys ranges. We had, of course, the big range over here, which is this one, right? We've been in here for quite a while, ranging up and down, sometimes a little bit of a move towards like outside of the range, but then coming back once more. If we move inside this range, the point of control is very high, so arguably you're gonna hit that point of control, no? If we find acceptance and lose this point of control, probabilities do increase to move to the value area low, which is at 34.7. Now, don't forget, the monthly naked point of control is down here at 37, right? So this golden box is important. Move below the golden box, probabilities increase to move to the downside. Now, currently we are, I think maybe we just filled the weekly gap that we've been talking, no, not yet. Okay, we're still working on it. So we almost filled the weekly gap. Probabilities increased to fill this weekly gap as well, which was another reason to look for downside in the morning video, because we closed a daily candle inside the weekly gap. Now let me go to the weekly so you actually know what I talk about. So here, right, price moving to the upside, high of the one candle, low of the other candle, and we got a candle pushing to the upside, creating a bit of a gap, 40k, 38.4k. And on a daily, we then closed a candle inside this area, increasing probabilities to fill the gap. The next gap is down here, 34k, 30k. Usually, price hits, finds some support, but if you close candles or come back a second time, it increases probabilities to fill the gap. And then we are at 30k. Now 30k is a very, very important support resistance level on the very high time frame because of, where is it? This here. I need to go to the weekly. The value area lows of the range in 2021. We are now at the point of control, as you can see, rejected at the value area high level. And a value area low, and this big support resistance area is between 32 and 30k. Now we've been talking about this range for quite a long time now, from the moment we were hitting the value area lows here as well. And the moment we entered, probabilities increased to move to the point of control. Past the point of control, probabilities increased to move to the value area high. Nice rejection. We also had the Fibonacci here from the high to the low, golden pocket. So it was a solid area of resistance, and it was just beautiful timing that the ETF news was over here as well to make a high and move to the downside. Beautiful, no? So again, it's for me very unlikely you're just going to push through this range. We've been talking about it the moment it entered. Very unlikely you're just going to do this. Very high probability you are going to stick around in this range for quite a while in 2024. So you can put this one on the chart. The white boxes, in case you don't want to put the volume profile in, white boxes are, let's see, wait, 30.7k to 32.7k, and the upper one is 39k to 50.5k. And also here, of course, we can expect sometimes a little bit of a deviation. Preferably, though, you don't want to lose this one at the bottom, of course. That would not be great. At least depends on what side you're on. I'm neutral. I mean, I trade Bitcoin at 10k and I trade Bitcoin at 100k. I don't really care. Now, on the higher time frame, this scenario here would be the bullish scenario. However, with this move to the downside, we definitely want to see a little bit of a bounce very soon, right? We're already inside the wave 4 target area here. This is an impulse to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this impulse to the upside is, however, very long in time compared to a previous wave 1 over here, which was the start of the bull market that we eventually had in 2021. Look how big this one is compared to the size of this wave 1, right? It's not too great. So it's a very, very long wave 1 here. Wave 2 retraced to the 382. Less common for 2, more common for a wave B. So there's definitely something to say for a wave C to the upside here. 382.05, common target area, 39.8, 37k. Invalidation is the 618 at 34.1k, which is the high of the weekly gap as well, which is over here. So that is a bit of nice confluence, but it would invalidate this scenario here. The other one is, of course, then a double 1-2, where in this wave 2, preferably, you get a sharp corrective structure. Now, I'm still not too much of a fan here of this scenario, 1, 2, 1, looking for another 2, but we're going to continue to observe it. Preferably this wave 2 ends after the 382 fib time, taken from the high to the, taken from the low here of 2 to the high that we have. And that is the 19th of February this year. This is your common target area for your wave 2, the 05 to the 786 area. Preferably a wave 2 is a zigzag structure, ABC, that is most common. This again, wave 2 retracing to the 382, less common, ABC flat. I mean, in the end, wave 2 can be a flat as well, but most commonly you will see a zigzag structure. And because this one is so shallow, preferably this wave 2 is very deep. That's something that I would like to see, because we want to make people scared, right? We don't just want to, in a bull market, you don't just want to go up. It's too easy. It's too easy. You want to have bigger dips. Make people shout 15k and 10k, which is possible because we don't yet know if we get an ABC here or a 1, 2, 3. We have to wait. Bearish scenario. We've covered this over the past months. A, B, C. Time-wise, between the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 fib time, taken from low to the high of A to the low of B. That's what you want to see. The max time usually for a wave C is the 1.618. So even if it would return and make another high, it can still be a wave C, but it's a bit low probabilities that the move that we have to the downside here is still part of this impulsive structure. So arguably, if you take the high, probabilities go down for a wave C and increase for more impulsive structures. 382 again, common for B, less common for a wave 2. Your target area nicely respected on the weekly time frame. The most common target area here, 1 to the 1.236, taken from the low to the high of A to the low of B, is also nicely respected. Bearish scenario, we're looking for an impulse to the downside, as then we are looking for price to take the lows. So zooming back in, before we start talking about 100k and about 10k, what is most important is the local price action, and we take it step by step. So the move to the downside can be a wave A or a wave 1. We don't yet know. Eventually, we're going to wait for a bit of a retracement. Of course, the deeper this goes, right, probabilities change, because for the double 1, 2, up, this is your target area. But still, your wave A can bounce at 37k, you go up for B, you go down for C, 33, 34, maybe even 30, and then you move up. We don't yet know. But what we do know is that this, right, is a very high probability impulsive structure to the downside, either in the diagonal shape explained earlier, or we go for a bigger move down in an actual impulse, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you go down in a 3. So we're going to continue to observe it. Look for proof of support. We are now at the daily naked point of control. There we go. So over here, a little bit of support. See what price does. We have a daily naked point of control above us as well at 40.8K, the day of yesterday. And before, I mean, no financial advice, but from an Elliott Wave point of view, before looking for any long positions, you either want to see support resistance areas flipped back into support, or you want to see a range again, and then after the range or during the range, we can reassess the probabilities and see if we get higher probabilities for a move to the upside based on what price is showing us, right? Losing this level here increases probabilities to go to gold, which is a very important area. So yeah, we remain calm. And from an Elliott Wave point of view, there's no reason yet to think this would stop as long as we don't get some proof of support. And of course, in pretty much both of these scenarios I showed here we would look for a bounce in 4 and another move down in a wave 5. Of course, if price does move up and we see some proof of support, important, yeah, maybe we get a bigger move, but at the moment it's not really part of any scenario to do this. So we remain patient, and the other scenario is an impulse down. But then again, volume is not yet increasing to the downside, right? But we keep an eye on the volume. So cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it, everyone. Well, remain calm if you are in a nice position, which hopefully then is a short. Make sure your risk management is on point. Don't get hyped. Don't get greedy. Don't think it's you know, best trade ever per se. Stay in control as well, right? Because if price returns and you don't see that, hey, we got proof of support, levels are being flipped, you might give in a lot of the profit. But at the moment, right, price is doing good, having a move to the downside. Keep the emotions as neutral as possible and observe trading as a business. No, if you're in a long position, right, no financial advice, hey, by any means, but this is more trading psychology, where if we're in longs, I heard someone talking in Discord, he longed here at the high 48.8. Please have a plan and a strategy. Also, if you're in a short, have a plan, have a strategy. If you're in a long here, know your risk. Look at your loss. Don't look at your wins if you enter long positions. If you can't sleep anymore, or you're emotionally very, very unstable because of the loss, I bet pretty much every trader in the industry had these moments. And you have two choices. You sit in that trade hoping for price to come back up, or you close it and learn some lessons. And if it then goes back up, it's the way it is. You don't know. But the most important thing is that you learn something. Yeah, luckily I've had those lessons already, so hopefully it won't happen to me anymore. But have a plan, everyone. Have a strategy, right? So let's chat. Know your risk, know your stop loss, know your take profit. Don't move your take profit, right? If, however, you trade Elliott Waves, of course you can trail the stop loss and all that good stuff. But if you have a set plan with a set TP and a set stop loss, and based on statistics you know it works, then stick to the plan, you know, and just trade safe with risk management. Keep calm, watch coons. A news folder, yeah. I already know the news for the upcoming, like, you know, 2 weeks and the high impact moment. So no, it's the only reason I have a news folder is because it reminds me to talk about the news if there is any news. So if I make a video, right, a normal 10-minute video, I drag it down here. The only thing in this is text. And the text on the chart, where is it? Man, it's a long time ago. Oh, here, there it is. News. I never move it. So the only reason I have this folder is to remind myself, if I drag it, this is usually my video content row. And then I know, okay, so I go from the bottom to the top, in case you haven't noticed in my videos, right? And I go tuck, 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 tuck. I go through all the things, and then news before the probabilities. And then I remind myself to show to you all if there's anything going on. But this week, there's no red flags. There's no high impact news here. So yeah, next week there is, though, on Wednesday and on Friday, right? So we're going to talk about that next week as well. You will hear it in some of the videos, so that all the viewers at least are notified. But yeah, next week we got some stuff going on, but this week not here at least, right? So yeah, so now I drag it back up. Okay, cool. Let me quickly write Elliott Wave analysis at start. Now chatting. I gotta go at around 1 p.m. everyone. It's a busy day. But we're gonna go and chat. Let me quickly remove this and then restore chat here and then open it again so that I can pin my comment, so that everyone that comes in knows what's up. There we go. Okay. How are you doing, everyone? What's up, Justin? What's up? What's up? Let me zoom in as well. And we are currently not holding that point of control. I want this one. I want this one. Pop, pop, pop. I want that one. And I want that one. Why did my folder just move all the way to the upside? There we go. Very nice. Let me quickly have a look here what you guys have been up to, right? When I was trying to provide you with the goods. We were, where were we? Here. Volume spike, yeah. Price likes to return, right? Or likes to turn around at high volume spikes as well. Wave Cs can be the same. And also, 49K was a monthly naked point of control, just like we have at 37. So it was a very good, very good area. My own indicator. It's good if you have your own stuff. What's up, Adrian? Andy, welcome again. Good to have you here. And thanks for popping in as well, mate. Hope you're doing good, man. Scalping, watching the best stream in crypto. Thanks, Mike. What's up, man? Good to hear you've been scalping. Hopefully you're doing good. Hasta la vista. What's up? LD or AD? It's a leading diagonal. So it's a wave A or 1, LD. Tim, what's up, Tim, by the way? Aren't you working, Tim? Aren't you at your work at the moment? You have a 3-screen setup. So, yeah. Ben TV. What's up? Lucas, open interest goes up a lot on the 50 with that order block. Move down, volume increasing and open interest increasing shows a strong trend, right? What we are eventually looking for, if you use open interest, is you want to see open interest going down and preferably volume going down, of course, because if we think about impulses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by far most commonly, wave 3 has the highest amount of volume. So then you want to have a range in a 4 and then another move to the downside in 5 on lower volume. Open interest can increase in a wave 3, right? People shorting or longing, in this case, shorting the market actively, right? There's active market participants entering the market, entering short. And then eventually you get the range, and this move here should have less active market participants, right? Open interest neutral, maybe going down, volume going down. It shows a little bit of exhaustion and that a end might be near. Or at least you go and get a bit of a retracement. What's up, Christian? How are you doing? Christian, two Christians. Christian and Christian, how are both of you doing? Thanks, Ben TV, man. I appreciate your kind words. And thanks for being a member as well already for so long, man. The golden badge, look at you go, rocking it. Broncos, thank you for your time. I work for diagonal 3 greater than 1. And work for diagonal 3 greater than 1. Yeah, if wave 3 in a diagonal is bigger than wave 1, you are going to start talking about an expanding diagonal, which of course is a less common / rare occurrence. And that lowers the probabilities for a diagonal, and it would increase probabilities for the potential of impulses. So, yeah, I mean, where are we now? We are definitely, I don't think, below that 1-to-1. Or are we? From the high to the low to WXY to the high. Oh, wait. 1-to-1, let's oh, no. 36K. But that would be very deep for a diagonal, so that's not preferred. You know, you don't really want to lose the yellow box, I can imagine. What's up, chaotic speculator? Welcome. Bruno, what's up? No, you're not late, man. You caught most of the analysis. Pete, to the downside will increase, in my opinion. 38,592 is the door to the abyss. 38,590. I mean, yeah, then the yellow box becomes closed, and this is your next support area pretty much. Nick, what's up? How are you doing? 40 subs away from 7K. I don't know. I got to check here. Where are we? 6971. 29. Holy shit. 29 away. We flipped the year with 5,840 subs. And in, well, not even a month, of course, it's plus, I don't know, 1.3. It's insane, everyone. Thanks for your support. Pretty incredible, man. The channel has been growing so quick since it started. GSLG, how you doing? Prince GSLG, or maybe Princess, who knows? Yeah, exactly. My fiance was correct all the time. You know, all this time, even though price moved up, she knew. Maybe I have to talk with my fiance more often about future price predictions. 3 a.m. and watching. Dedication, Marcelo. How are you doing? Hopefully you get some sleep as well. Flotty, what's up? How are you doing? Perfectly analyzed. Thank you. Flotty is going to start his own trading business, everyone. Marcelo, how do you display... Oh, so I use Atas to display the point of controls. You can download Atas for free for crypto, right? So you can hear Atas crypto, and then you can get it for free. The templates, I still have to actually post them in the Good to Know channel, which is here. By the way, everyone, just in case you join Discord, please read legal, because scammers are active, right? Stay safe. Stay safe. I never add you as a friend. I never send you a message out of nowhere. I will always notify you in the group. Only follow the links that are on my social media pages and stuff. You know, don't get scammed. This, by the way, is not a scam by Pusher. But here, I tag Jarvis, and these are the templates. To find daily naked point of controls. However, you can do it in other ways as well. You can use the volume profile. So you just select the day of yesterday. So in this case, you select, wait, that's not yesterday. CAC W. Let's see. So this one is a little bit lower on TradingView with the volume profile, or you can also use market sessions and volume profile by Leviathan. Wait, why am I? Can I just? There we go. And this indicator will show you the volume profile of, in this case, the daily, because that's the setting, and it's quite accurate as well, right? You can also make it a bit more accurate if you change some numbers. The resolution in this case. You can choose over here daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly point of controls as well, right? So this might be one you want to use, and it's pretty good. Absolutely, the point of controls don't have a big difference compared with Atas, and this is of course even quicker because you don't need to download and all that stuff. So that's what I would recommend here. At 37, yeah, at least we have some support there. Depends a little bit on how we approach it, but there's an opportunity there. Yeah, it's for news. Keep calm, watch Coons. Yeah, stay calm, everyone. Maybe we finish up wave B and then wave C to 10K. You're now talking about a zigzag to the downside for 10K. Preferably, you'd be looking for an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of a zigzag, because from the all-time high 69K, if you're looking for a zigzag down towards 10K in this scenario, right, that you mentioned, you are talking about a double zigzag. But the move from 69 to 15 is very difficult to count as a double zigzag because of the subdegree waves. Someone in Discord wrote me the other day and asked me to give feedback on his ABC zigzag to the downside from 69 to 15K. Now, instead of just solidly giving the answer, I told him or her to have a look at the subdegree waves, because the probabilities for me are not high. It's a zigzag structure at the moment, right? And then I got a reply, oh, but it's clearly a zigzag structure and without doing any subdegree analysis. I mean, okay, that's fine as well. But I would prefer an impulse down instead of a zigzag. So then you have a wave 2 and then a 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 200 watching, 35 likes. Happens. Everyone knows where the button is in case you enjoy it. Make sure to click it if you want. B channel, what's up? Duke, how you doing? Good morning. Dimith, Yasa Singer, welcome as well. This man's so good in trading. Well, what's up, Luca Regina? Thank you. Appreciate your comment. Might be your first message as well there, actually. Jason, hello. We have a weekly gap. Yes, we're kind of filling that weekly gap. Watching at 1.5 speed. That's good. You'll be here in no time. How about the idea of wave 1 ending at the December 8th? Wave 1. Oh, you're talking about a flat here. And then you're looking for an A, B, and a wave C, right? So you're looking for a wave C to the downside, and that would be a bullish scenario. You could have the same flat here, though, A, B, C as well, but based on the subdegree structures of this range, probabilities are not great for an A, B, and the C. If this is your A, it's very, very short compared to your B. So B is very long, so very uncommon in that case. We had the same problem here as well, which lowered the probabilities for a B, which in the end it wasn't as well. This works better as an ABC because this high here, I remember, was made after a higher probability 3-wave structure instead of a 5-waver. And if we look for an impulse to end, we want to see it end on 5-wave structures, diagonals or other stuff. But the probabilities here are higher for a 3-waver to count this as a flat. So it is a scenario we can keep in mind. It's a good scenario, and it's good that you think about it, right? It's good that you have it in mind, because the bullish scenario, of course, is that this is a wave C. It doesn't really matter where your wave A is in this case. I've even seen people having wave A here. The general thing is that you're then looking for a wave C to the downside. And the target for a wave C can be pretty deep. But the retracement eventually back towards the upside, that's what's going to decide if this is an ABC, because then you want to see an impulsive structure to the upside, or if this is a wave 1 or A for a corrective move to the upside. Probabilities at the moment are higher for an A or 1 based on the total package, right? The total structure. And during the retracement, whenever that one is going to come, right, that is when we are going to reassess and see what happens. Tulip mania. You should go to the Netherlands in summer. Lots of tulips here. What's up, Nino? Will price go up to 44K before a big drop? Depends how deep the drop is. So we need to wait for price to, show us any form of support. And what we are looking for is ranges to form from an Elliott Wave point of view to reassess probabilities, or levels to be flipped. So, resistance back to support. The lower this move goes, right, the lower your wave 2B targets are as well, which means the lower the probability for 44K. But it depends where price eventually finds the support and starts a retracement, which is of course what we're looking for. We have our targets, we have our ideas, we have our scenarios, but locally we want to see a bit of confirmation. And from an Elliott Wave point of view, when price is moving down, the best thing you can do is wait for a range so we can reassess probabilities. So range, reassess probabilities, higher probabilities for a move down. Remember the videos that we made here? Also bearish CVD, by the way. Get a move down, start another range. This one had potential ABC, like it was a potential ABC here, but once they started to get too long and we moved down, big bearish CVDs, there was no signs of support. Bear CVD, more bear CVD. Market longs were being absorbed, so, and then we're just going to look for downside. Then we had the little range here on top of the point of control that we had here, but an 886 touch. So again, probability is higher to move down. So at the moment, there's been like no sign whatsoever for price to, find any strength. So we got to be very patient. Can I use the TradingView CVD tool? What are your settings? Oh, I don't use TradingView CVD, and I don't know any good TradingView CVD. The one I use is the AGGR chart, which is this one here. And you can find this. First of all, I made a video on my channel. So if you go to videos, look for CVD, you will find a video. But here is the link in the Good to Know channel. This is the one pager you can download, including a link to the video as well, right? And this explains also how to trade CVD pretty much. And then here is my template that you can download, and also how to install it. It's not necessarily installing, but how to open it pretty much. So this is it's in the Good to Know channel in Discord. That's where you will be able to find it. How to accept. We're almost there. How to accept the loss. It's so hard. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can be very hard or difficult. So if you are in a big losing position, look, this is no financial advice, but I've also learned my lessons from my stupid behavior in the past, right? There is a great quote from the book Best Loser Wins, which is, if people are losing, they are hopeful. If people are winning, they are scared. It should be the other way around. So if you're in a losing trade and it's much bigger than you imagined, something went wrong. And that something is your plan. There was maybe no plan. Maybe you ignored your risk management rules. You didn't put a stop loss. You didn't calculate your loss as well, right? You didn't calculate the stop loss. And you're hoping for price to come back. But it might also continue and the pain gets even worse. Again, no financial advice, right? You just do what you want to do depending on your position. But what I have learned from also being in these scenarios in the past, which doesn't happen anymore because of my strict rules, is that I just close it. If it then retraces back up, it's okay. yes, I could have had a smaller loss or get out at break even, but it doesn't change the fact you need to learn a lesson. And you are paying for the lesson, like college tuition pretty much, right? And it can be a very painful loss, especially if it's money you can't lose. But first rule in trading is don't use money you cannot lose. So that is mistake number one. If so, right? So if you are in a very big loss, calm down your emotions, right? Get a piece of paper, turn off your screen, and write down, what are you going to do? How are you going to manage this? Are you going to exit? Then you take the lesson. You stop trading. If you take that exit, you do not want to get back in a trade right after. You close the screen because you're going to get revenge trading feelings, very likely, right? Oh, I have a big loss, but I can make it back. So I just quickly enter 100x scalp and try to make back my money. Revenge trading is probably one of the worst trading psychology things that can happen to someone. And usually you lose money by doing that, right? The best thing, in my opinion, is to close your screen, get a notebook, and review the trade in your head without the screens, because you don't need the screens because of the emotions running so high. You know exactly what happened. So how to accept a loss, in my opinion, is to eventually, after you close it at some time or your liquidation is hit, you review what happened. You check what went wrong and you learn lessons from it that will help you to develop your trading strategy or make it better than it already is. So yeah, and it's never nice to be in a big losing trade. You know, I know, at least from the past. But yeah, take lessons from it. You gotta review. You gotta eventually close it whenever that is, or liquidation, and you just stop trading for the week and just review. You know, you don't want to jump back in and likely lose even more. Shay Hoffman, hopefully you don't. Mixon, what news? Yeah, there's not really any news, at least not in my news sheet. 13K by May or June. There is that potential, of course, if it continues down like this, but at the moment we are at 30K, right? So we just remain patient here. How do you integrate the display for price action in the chart? Wait, what do you mean, B channel? The display for the price action? I don't really know what you mean. Display for the price action. Let me know, B channel, maybe in Discord as well. Tonight, by the way, we have another live stream, right? Gold live stream. Ionut, what's up, man? Newest member, how are you doing? Thanks for the update. Why do you think there was no reaction at this day? Well, we are still here, right? We don't judge too early. So price move below. Oh, right? But it didn't close below. We have a wick. That's fine. But we are still here, so remain patient, right? But in the end, if there is or is not a reaction, it's because, of course, generally there's no interest to buy. But at the moment, we have a bit of a wick to the downside, close the 1 hour candle up here, and yeah, we can observe if we get any sort of support here. What's up, Video Kingdom? Anoop, welcome. Always working. Can't miss your post right now. Thanks, Tim. Good luck at work as well. My wife always seems to give me the best advice without knowing anything about trading. 46.6, she said, why don't you get out of your trades? Sounds like she knows, man. She knows. Sometimes the best traders are the ones that just don't know. Like, because they don't yet have any emotion with the chart. They don't have any history. They're completely, they start on zero, right? They don't have fear. They don't have greed. They just like, yeah. But they also don't have experience, which of course is a problem. What's up, Moonboot boys? Smashing the like button on the way in. Thanks, man. Fiance doing live streams. She gives us more accurate values. Yeah, exactly. I should stop. She should do live streaming. And I'm pretty sure that the subscriber count will be in a very bullish wave 3 if she is the one that's going to stand in front of the camera. I'll make sure she dresses very nicely. Where do I find a link to the trading chart you use? It's here. Well, I am sharing it. It's in the description. It says something like my trading view chart, and I'm sharing it, so it's open. So anything on my chart is stuff you can see, and if I'm working on it, so I can write hi. Everyone that has my chart open now will see this immediately. So you can immediately see what I do at any moment in time, as long as it's turned on. Of course, sometimes I turn it off, right, when I'm trading myself or doing other certain things, but generally it's on. What's up, Living Monk? How are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I think it's the second time you appear in a live stream, so good to see you here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, holy moly. Like button obliterated. Thanks, Llama. 37k potential. Is there like a structured video playlist that I could watch to educate myself? That, well, all my Elliott Wave knowledge is in a course in gold, which is 25 bucks. Most people finish it in a month. So yes, there is, but I don't have it on a public YouTube. Quite understandably so, I can imagine, with all the years of practice. But if you want to just, and this is what I always recommend, if you just want to start learning Elliott Waves, check the links in the description below education or whatever I put there. There's two links, the bit.ly Elliott Wave detailed and Elliott Wave more information. The Elliott Wave detailed is the best one, in my opinion. That is the one where you want to start, and then you want to, you know, make notes, get your notebook out and study like you're at university, pretty much. And if you want more guidance, you know, like my style, my just what I use, and you know, the templates, the fibs, yeah, that's in gold. And most of the people that are in gold are there for usually a month, and then they go to either diamond, silver, or they quit because they follow the course. And every week we have a feedback Q&A stream. Knocking at the abyss door now. No, it's knocking, not yet losing. Yeah, the best Elliott Wave. And what's up, Video Kingdom? Thanks, thanks, man. Like, that's the thing. I almost get shy with some of like the amount of compliments. But look, I'm just trying to provide value, and I'm happy that you appreciate the content. It's difficult for me to really show gratitude or thanks through a webcam and a video, if you know what I mean. But just know that I really appreciate these messages. Thanks, Video Kingdom, man. That makes me happy. I'm new to crypto. I learned simple terms such as CVD, moving averages. That's good. That's good. If you want to make a plan, which is, I don't know if you're new to trading as well, but if you want to make a plan, there are 6 steps you want to follow. Step 1, try as many free tools as you can, meaning the trading view tools, ATAS, you know, free stuff. Step 2 is combine different tools, whatever you like to use, right? So you tried as many free tools as you can. TradingView is full of tools and ATAS. So you try them, you build a little bit of experience, and then step 2 is find your favorites or select your favorites and build statistics on these tools. Step 3 is combining these tools. So now you're starting to create a little bit of a strategy. You combine different tools, which can be anything. VWAP, Fibonacci, together with volume. You know, you combine it, and you're gonna now track statistics on the combination. Step 4 is you tweak and adjust your strategy. So you're gonna add something, remove something, right? And you try to increase the statistics, or you're gonna try to make the statistics better. So you continue to track statistics, but the moment you add something or you remove something, you start at 0 and you go and backtest again to see, okay, what happens with the win rate? What happens with X, Y, Z, right? Now, once you find a little bit of, you know, a solid system that has a good win rate versus the risk reward ratio, right? You want to be profitable over 100 trades. Then step 5 is you start trading the strategy with a low amount of money, whatever that is for you. And you're going to work on your trading psychology. because you can be, or you can have the best strategy in the world, but if your trading psychology sucks, you're going to be a losing trader. So step 5 is start slow, work on your trading psychology, and then step 6 is that you increase your budget of your account slowly, because you have to get used to the losses, not the wins. Everyone gets used to the wins. You have to get used to the losses, because the losses get bigger as well if your portfolio size goes up. And that is what is most difficult for people when they increase their portfolio. Good morning, Dusty Hunt. Nino, I lived in Ottawa for a time. Every spring there is Tulip Festival. I can't imagine how it is in Holland. Yeah, Holland has the tulip season as well. It's great. A friend of mine is staying in the tulip, or like in the area where the tulip fields are, so it's nice to go there. Been saying 38K for 2 weeks, then you have been correct for 2 weeks. Dimuth, thanks. Mike Freeman, TV CVD is extremely unreliable and compared to ExoChart data from Bywit way different. Yeah, I also don't like TradingView. Oh, man, these support levels, Bitcoin dropping like a hot knife through butter. Yeah, we just observe one by one what price is doing, and after they are broken, I remove them. But there have been some very nice ranges on top of these resistances and supports. So it's good to see a little bit of support here, but yeah, let's see what happens the rest of the day. Book that helped me massively, immensely when it came to behavior patterns while in a trade. Wait, which one? Which book, Mike? Most of the problem trades, high leverage, risk management, they want to get rich quick. They have a low portfolio size, which means that usually they want to increase their risk by increasing leverage to get more gains. The problem is that you are not practicing the fundamentals of trading this way. You're looking for the money, but you're not looking at the process. You got to train the process. And when your execution and the process is good, the money will come. Because with your $100 or $200 or whatever it is, I don't know how much maybe a funded account is. Like, what is the lowest one is probably 10K. What do you pay? $50 maybe? So if your fundamentals are good as a trader, you have your plan, you have your strat, you have your risk management, you can have high leverage, right? If that fits with your strategy, it's no problem. But you need to work on building the plan and the strat based on statistics. And then the account size doesn't matter. You can up the account slowly or go for a funded account, but you have the execution, you have the process under control, which is most important. That is where the wins are. If you want to be a long-term profitable trader, you need to have a plan. You can't just trade based on emotion for 10 years. Which probably will be high stress as well. Your thoughts on the Bitcoin Weekly? We went over the Bitcoin Weekly shortly. And also I recommend Fahad. I have a video Sunday, 7 p.m. in the playlist, macro high time frame videos on YouTube. My most recent one goes into the monthly, weekly, and daily, and thoughts haven't changed. At 24K, we bounced on the 3A2, which is more common for B, less common for 2. So it does give a slight edge to a C up, but as long as we don't get real confirmation locally, we're just at 38K, right? We're not going to talk about 10. We're not talking about 100. We are keeping an eye on what happens locally. And we are looking for an ABC down or a 1, 2, 3 as the highest probability at the moment. But we take it step by step, of course. Similar to gambling addicts, yeah. I think gaming does have gambling and trading both have, of course, a relationship with addiction as well, in a way, as anything really. Anything can be addicting. But if it is your hard-earned money that's on the line and you don't have a plan or strat, or you do something or whatever, if you can't cope with a loss, if you can't cope with solid risk management, you're going to have a problem. Because the thing is, if you have a good strategy, and not necessarily good, but if you have a plan and a strategy that works, you know your risk to reward ratio, you know your win rate. If you have a win rate of 40% with a 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio, you are a very good trader. You are a profitable trader. And you can slowly bump it up to 50%, 60% win rate, and then keep the target at 1-to-3. 50% win rate, 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio, you're good. However, if you have a 50% win rate, you're going to lose 50 trades out of 100. But you're going to be profitable at the end of the 100. That's what it is about. We are not looking at one trade. We are looking at a big like count of trades, like 100 usually. And your win rate is never going to be 100%. So if your execution is correct and you follow your plan and you get a loss, it's just part of the plan. And that is so nice about having a plan, is that when you lose, you're like, okay, doesn't matter. It's just part of the plan, right? Happens. I know I can have 40 losses with a 60% win rate. So yeah, this is just one of the 40. And I'm just going to wait till the winner comes back again, because based on statistics, you know, you know your stats. So you can have 3 losses in a row, no problem. You can have 10 winners in a row, no problem, because you're still going to get those losers. Yeah. So it helps with emotions as well. If you have the stats, if you build your strategy, it helps with your emotions. It gives you emotional stability and more confidence in trading. It's easier to let go of losses, as you know. It's just part of the statistics. It's just one of those. As long as you have good risk management. The moment you ignore risk management rules that you made, and instead of a 1% loss, you get a 10% loss, that's a problem, right? So you just got to stick to the plan and the process, let the statistics do its thing, and just trust your strategy, trust the statistics that you've backtested without emotional involvement. Because the moment you're going to have emotional involvement, like you backtested for months, you gathered so many statistics, and then once it comes down to trading, you are going to be closing your trade just before it hits your stop losses to save yourself $5. But then you close and price ups, goes to your TP, and you're slamming yourself like, fuck, why did I do that? I know why. You didn't follow your statistics and your plan. So gotta follow the plan. I trade better when the stream is on. What's up, Kenny? Happy to help. So down we go. Yeah, as long as we don't at least get a solid range to reassess probabilities. And if we lose this blue box here, then we're going to be looking for the yellow box down here. Yeah. From the video this morning. Yeah, let's talk about it tonight. Yeah, chat is bearish. Thank you. Time to look for longs. In your course on Discord, is there a way to learn how to make those templates? They seem very useful. Yeah. I mean, making the template is easy, of course. So you just fill in your numbers. But in the templates that I have, you can then see all of the. So if I just select one, what are we going to do? Zigzag, right? And this is, you can then save it. Can you see it? Yeah. So you just save it, template, save as, and yeah, you can save a template. And I of course have it very structured, right? So 1-to-1, wave 3, and then diagonals, C's, Y's, Z, and same with the normal fib. Yeah. So I have one video where I go through all of the templates one by one. And I show the values and what's common and what's less common and stuff. Yeah. 7K subs today before the stream closed. I gotta go though. I actually, you see this? 1 p.m. How late is it now? 1:17. My ass is still here. Bro got the Elliott Wave jizz. I can't keep up. Yeah. I gotta be quick here. Increases up count with the lady. Exactly. Bullish reaction now. Well, a little bit of support, but not yet bullish per se, right? We gotta wait. We want to see proof of support, right? It takes a while. In the 15 minutes, I would like to see a range or a bounce and a retracement, get some more confidence, right? How did you think? How deep is this rabbit hole? we take it level by level. We have a scenario where 37K here is important for then a bounce back up towards, you know, higher levels. But we do want to see support at the moment, as mentioned in the analysis, price moving down on decreasing volume, which is what you want to see in a diagonal. And we are still potentially looking for a diagonal and then a 3, 4, 5, potentially finish here around 37K and then get a retracement up. But if we're looking for the impulse, you're going to be looking for the low 30s if you go for a 3 down. But then you want to see volume increasing. So, yeah. What do you think on alts? Oh, I don't really know, because I don't really focus on alts. I have no idea what's going on that front. But usually when Bitcoin is dropping, the alts drop as well. So I can imagine it's a red market. Do you expect them to climb or fall by the end of the year? Depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is, I don't know, it really depends on where Bitcoin is, kind of. So I wouldn't really be able to tell you too much. I'm not really too involved there. In an ending diagonal, does the 618 rule for wave 4 invalidation still apply? No. Because in a ending diagonal, preferably, you have overlap between 1 and 4. And wave 4 can go to the golden pocket. What level of knowledge would you recommend having before taking on your gold course? I mean, if the gold course is Elliott waves only, I do recommend that you know how Fibonacci works. But if you don't, right, and you enter gold, just send me a message and I'll make a Fibonacci video. But so far, no one has asked me, how does Fibonacci work? Like, how do I pull it? So I haven't yet made that video. But based on feedback, I always add stuff if necessary immediately. So for gold, if you look for Elliott Wave info, I also have volume profile, target boxes, order blocks. I don't know, there's a couple of things in there that I use. I can't teach anything about stuff I don't know, right? That I don't use. So I only stick with my guns here and what I know. And you don't need any knowledge about Elliott waves to follow what I do, because it's aimed to teach you about Elliott waves. So the retracement targets, the wave structures, the targets for extension targets and that sort of stuff. Yeah. What's up, CDMs? Abdul, welcome. Want to ask that in expanding diagonal, wave 3's moving percentage should be less than wave 5. In an expanding diagonal, wave 5 should be bigger than a wave 3. So wave 3's should be less than wave, yes. And if so, what can we think of this last move? 3 or... Well, currently, if you look for this to be a wave 1, 2, and you're now in a WXY for 3, you still didn't hit the 1-to-1. But you're possibly looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then your 3 is shorter than 1 and your 5 is longer than 3, I can imagine now. I think so, because the 1-to-1 was on a daily naked point of control. So I'm not really looking at this diagonal as in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the moment. But by all means, we are looking for a reaction and support coming in. And only then can we look for a move up. So, but it's at the moment, I'm not yet really looking for a 5 here yet. But you're correct. With the 5 should be bigger than 3. And of course, an expanding structure is less common. Or skip 6 steps by kidnapping Koens and make him trade for you. There's always a possibility. Yeah. I know that copy trading exists and stuff as well, but I don't really want to feel the responsibility. I like to focus on myself for now, you know what I mean? It makes me more comfy. How's the dump going? Yeah, solid, no? We are at a little bit of support here. We broke your ring, hey, Liquid Mafia. Best loser wins. Yes, that's a good book. It's a nice one. And all of the info is also on YouTube, by the way, if you look for the author. Look for Tom Hougaard on YouTube. And basically, like, look, if you want to support the author, which I recommend, you just buy the book. No, it's like, what is it, $20, and you got a fun book. A bit of repetition halfway through, but it's still a good book to have, right? Best loser wins. So, but if you're generally interested in just the content of the book, then go to YouTube, look for his name, and he has like this whole a whole presentation where he literally goes through the key stuff of his book. So this is the guy. Oh, here, trading psychology, why normal doesn't make money. This is part 1. There are 7 parts of different lengths, and or I don't know, 6, 7. Watch this. And of course, if you want to support him, then buy the book. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Thanks, Mark. Mark is on point here. Yo, Papa, what's up? We finished wave 5 at 40. So yeah, at least wave 5. So now we're correcting probably ABC. We could be going, well, ABC would be bullish. If you're looking for an ABC, then you look for new highs later at like 50K. It can also still be a 1, 2, 3, but we don't know because it depends on the C or the 3 to the downside. We could be doing expanding diagonal in C. Yes, theoretically, wave 3 is not yet longer than wave 1, but it could become one, yes. Starting this ending diagonal 43.5. Oh, here. 1. Well, I wouldn't count an ending diagonal from this high here. A, B, C. Oh, this is what you mean. Because you're looking for a C here. It's not a scenario that would be indeed an expanding structure, which of course is less common, like this, right? That's a bit odd. And an ending diagonal, by the way, all of the waves have to be zigzags. So you can't even have this as a 2. Ending diagonal always have to have zigzags. So you're going to be looking for a 3 waver. You can't have a flat in 2. So this has to be the low, right? Then you need a zigzag in 2, but yeah. So you then have a 1, 2. You're going to still look for a 3, 4, and a 5 because all of the waves in the ending diagonal have to be a zigzag structure. This is not really a zigzag, looks better as an impulse. So unless this is your 1, it's difficult to end something here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, your ring charts, man. They're impressive. Pleasure, Hassan. Do you have Monday night 27.9 from Atos, or is it different from TradingView? 27? Yes, I have 27,950. Do you have videos about the NPOC and how to draw those? I have on public YouTube. I have one. But I also, and I didn't have this one yet. Market Sessions and Volume Profile by Leviathan. You can use this one as well for daily, weekly, monthly naked point of controls. You can use the volume profile, bless you. And bless you again. And you can use Atas. And I don't have a video about Atas yet. Unless people would like to have one, I can make one. But it's not been requested. So usually it's quite, you download Atas, you can upload the template. But you can also use the indicator or volume profile, which is, I do have a video about volume profile, and I also talk about Atas in that video, and I show Atas as well in the volume profile video on my channel if you look for volume profile. And in gold, I also have one, I think, or not. I think I do have another one where I go in more depth, but that's mainly about volume profiles and how they work, but not really NPOCs per se. Bitcoin more fearful than a fear factory. Koen's dropping truth bomb. What's up, Cedium? Trying. Have a good day, Tim, bro. 1 minute weekly. Can tell 1 minute on weekly. I already mentioned the weekly, my friend. 382 bounce at 24K gives a little higher probabilities for a C up than another wave 1, but in the end, it doesn't make sense to talk about 10K or 100K. We first need to wait what's happening locally if we're in a 1 or A, which depends on the move down, C or 3. But on the macro, hitting the 382 for a bounce to 50K is usually the 382 is more common for a B than a 2. That's just Elliott Wave's probabilities. So thanks, Earthman. A lot of people will see through this game of emotions. Yeah. Calm and collected. It's so important in the industry. Having emotional control. Seeing the chart as just an instrument. It's just an instrument, really. Pleasure, Earthman. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yeah, and yeah, that's how we attacked it. But honestly, my psychology was the weakest and still is, but I make a lot less mistakes, of course. But in the past, holy shit. Most emotional person. I already spoke on the weekly now for a minute. Bears control the market now at the moment with the local downtrend. That is correct. And we wait for support. Yeah, so far it holds. So we'll see what happens there. True, Mark Klein, welcome as well. I came for the awesome day, great person. Now I'm just here to see how many times he has to go for lunch until he actually goes. Yeah, get me another dinner donation. No, I gotta wrap it up. We're now at the bottom. I'll check your pick pop in Discord to keep it. Oh, 33K. Okay. Oh, that would be deep for a diagonal, but I'll check it out in Discord. Adam, welcome. Thank you for turning. Really enjoyed it. I'm looking to come on board as a member very soon. Cheers from, well, there you go, Australia. There's actually quite some people from Australia in Discord as well. But Adam, thanks for your kind comment, man. Happy to hear that you enjoyed the analysis bit. And yeah, no pressure, of course. If anyone does or doesn't want to become a member, it's up to you. But thanks for your support if you do. And also, of course, hopefully I can provide you with the most value I can give. So that's my goal. Benny Curry, great channel. Thanks, Benny. Benny, welcome as well, by the way. I think it's your first comment. Gives all POC on... Oh, PVP. Periodic volume profile. Gives all the POCs. Might be one to add. I'm going to favorite it for now. I don't know what it is, so I have to research it. But I will make sure to check that one out at a later stage. We know what that means. Exactly. Gotta go. What about MACD RSI on the daily? Looks like it will rise for the day. Yeah, I don't really use RSI and MACD. I know how they work. The problem with RSI and MACD for me is that you can have many divergences before you eventually get a retracement. So the momentum can go down, but it's difficult to know exactly where the bounce will be. As price can still dip to lower levels. It is useful to see, or I should say this differently, it is useful to realize that you can start looking for potential long positions, but of course we can't really necessarily use the RSI to know, okay, this is the bounce where we get the retracement. And also on the daily, you now want to compare the RSI with the move down here, and not here, of course. So if we go to RSI, and then I really gotta get a move on RSI. Now at the moment there's no divergence on the daily for me. This is it just moves down. Daily time frame might be a bit high as well for the move, but you want to use RSI for this move down now. And what you then want to see, if you're looking for an impulse, you eventually want to see 3, 4, 5, and between the end of 3 and 5, you want to see a higher high on the RSI. Same with the MACD, by the way. So of course it's low, but what you're looking for in RSI is eventually another low, but then a higher, or another low on the chart, higher low on RSI. That is what you would like to see. So same with, yeah. So here, price moving up, but look at what happened, right? That's what you want to see. But look also how difficult it is to know where your RSI is showing you, how do you know where it changes? Your first divergence was here at 35K, higher high, lower high at 35K. That is so far away from where the high was eventually made. So you just go up and up and up and up, and then more divergence, more and more and more and more. And then eventually, okay, we have the high. But how do you know it's this one and not the next one? You know what I mean? So it's good to see and look at RSI in confluence with other tools. Difficult to use it for trade entries per se. Because you could have shorted the whole thing to the upside, which of course would have been a problem. But it is good to see that, hey, you know, momentum is decreasing and we are in 4-5 structures, because what this signals is that we are looking from an Elliott Wave point of view for wave 4 and 5s. So we have multiple wave 4 and wave 5s in this move. This is your typical 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and eventually you get your 3 up. This is your 3. And then we look for multiple 4, 5s, like wave 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and each 4, 5 will have a divergence on the RSI. So if you know how many 1, 2s there are, you kind of can get an estimation of how many divergences you want to count before entering a trade. Because if you have 3 1, 2s, you want to have 3 4, 5s, which means you want to have 3 divergences on your RSI, where you count from an Elliott Wave point of view, you count 3 5s basically, right? So you can use RSI very effectively, of course, with Elliott Waves, but just keep in mind that especially if you have bigger moves with multiple 1 2s and stuff, the RSI is not too too useful to try and estimate a high or a low. Advanced comment sensor tag. How come, Jedi? Are your comments deleted? Kenny, what's up? Shower time. No, not. Yeah, that was yesterday. It becomes unprofitable swing trade. Yeah, it's still a great tool. I mean, RSI is amazing. MACD is great as well. By the way, Descent. Thanks for the 2, man. I really, or girl. I mean, that's I can't say man, of course. But Descent, thank you for the 2. I really appreciate your support. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks for the dono at the end of the live stream. I think RSI is a great tool and it's very useful in trading. It's very useful for Elliott Waves, but just be aware of what happens sometimes with RSI, and use it in your strategy. But it's about the awareness most. I don't use the EMA on the RSI. Look at the weeks here. Yeah, EMA is useful as well. Gives you good divergence. I see. Yeah, it's about data and practice as well. It's in the end, it's about data as well. You can track statistics on RSI. Okay, Tim, you're correct. Pedro, welcome from Portugal. Very nice. Very, very nice. Sunny country. Better than the Netherlands, I can imagine. But Pedro and everyone else, thanks for being here. I really got to go. Gotta have some lunch myself, and then continue with my whole afternoon plan, and then later the evening plan. I still have a lot of work to do. I tried leaving at 1 p.m., but you know, I can never leave you hanging at my, the time that I set, 1 p.m. And now it is 1:37. So, oh boy, we late. I got stuff to do. Everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me and spending some time on the channel this afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever time it is for you in the world. And I will see you very soon tonight at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European, well, 7, because I have a gold stream tonight. So it's going to be between 7 and 7:30 p.m. There will be another update, 10-minute video, right? And let's see where price is, right, later today. So thanks for hanging out, and I'm going to catch you later.